Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Letitia Bishop, a professional makeup artist of over 11 years, and I am here today to talk to you about new makeup categories, terms, products that you may be just a little bit confused about, not quite sure what they mean, what they do, or how does it work for you and your face and your desires for makeup. So we're going to chat about how many things do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things today about different makeup products. Yeah, but let's get started. But before we do, consider subscribing to the channel. I have a new video here every single Sunday, and I'd love to welcome you into my community here. Let's get started. Okay, so number one is blurring. The words, the term blurring in makeup products. This could be in quite a different number of makeup products could use the word blurring, but what does it really mean? Why would you want to be blurred? How do they do the blurring? What is blurring? So I've just pulled out a few different things in each category that I have to hand to help me demonstrate. Number one is this primer. This is from Shiseido. This is the soft blurring primer. I actually used this yesterday on my model I was working with yesterday. We were outside shooting a fashion campaign on the streets here in Hong Kong, and it is very, very hot and humid this week, and her skin, her base stayed so good. I was very impressed. I was fanning her as well in between looks, but I really think this helped keep the makeup on her face not sliding around. The foundation really stuck to her skin, and I do feel like a lot of it was down to this product. Now, this is not new. A lot of the blurring things are kind of more newer products, but this has been around for quite some time. It's a very, very useful, very great primer to put under your foundation. So that's blurring. So you can have primers that blur the skin. You can have foundations. This is a more newer product. This is from Huda Beauty. This is the Easy Blur Foundation, and this is aimed at trying to give, both of these products are for the base, for your skin. They aim to try to give a blur, a filter-like effect to your skin. So blurring means soft, fuzzy, reducing texture on your skin, trying to blur pores, some fine lines, all about texture, blurring the texture. So that's what this foundation aims to do. I actually really like this foundation. I'm enjoying it so much. So that's kind of the theory of blurring. You can have setting powders that help to blur your skin. Powders are really another big category for blurring. Now, if you're over here where I live in Asia, blurring is also moved down to the lip category. So this is a lip product from the brand Jung, and I feel like this, I can't remember the exact name of this product, but I feel like this has a very blurring type vibe to this lip product. A lot of people here in Asia, especially in Korea, China, they like to have that soft matte blur on their lips, and there is various products and brands that try to create that effect. This goes on quite creamy, but it does dry down to quite a powdery, like cloud-like appearance on the lips. So I'll link this down below as well. They aren't super hydrating, but the blur, you have to get that matte effect when you're looking for a blurred lip product. So that's just a few things to think about blurring. I hope that explains the whole blurring category and, wording that is often on some makeup products. Okay, so number 2, we have tubing mascaras. This term is, well, these product categories are not new at all, but I would say newer to Western countries and Western brands. Tubing mascaras have been around for quite some time in Asia with Asian brands. This is a popular one. This is Heroine makes Long and Curl Mascara Advanced Film. This is tubing mascara, like a washable formula. Sometimes they're called washable mascaras. Sometimes they're called tubing or film forming. Basically, they are a mascara. The one that I actually have on my eyelashes today is this little mini that I got from Sephora recently. I've used these before. This is the Tartelette Tubing Mascara. So what they are is often they are in the plastic type brush head, and they basically have polymers in them, and they wrap around your lash your lash hairs. This is not something that you do. This is just something that the formula does. So you have to put it on. I find it a best practice is to put them on and slowly brush them up, because it gives it time for it to wrap around the hair. You just put it on, it's still like a normal mascara, but I feel like they can help lengthen your lashes quite well, in terms of they just add a little bit of an extension onto your real lashes, and they are meant to be so much better at not flaking and not smudging on your skin, and they come off easily. That's another one of the benefits of using a tubing mascara, is that they get washed off with just like some warm water at the end of the day. So you will notice, and you will know that what you're using is a tubing mascara is when you take it off, it doesn't come off like with your cleansing oil where that like kind of smudges off. Tubing mascaras come off in little bits. You see these little bits kind of coming off your eyelashes, and that is like the tubes that have formed on your lashes sliding off your lashes with the right temperature of water. So that's the benefits of tubing mascaras. Generally, if you look at the description of the products online, it will say that it is a tubing mascara. So many people find them much better for humidity and reducing smudges. I do find them pretty good. I'm not finding this one to be smudging on me, but you know, in the very depths of summer, most mascaras do smudge on me eventually, but that's just me. Hong Kong is very humid, and that is tubing mascaras. Right, so we're on to number 3, and I'm going to be talking about color correctors. I feel like they have kind of boomed a little bit recently, actually, because of the Kosas concealer. This is the regular concealer shades, but they brought out some very pale color corrector shades. I have a little bit more stronger ones. I pulled these out from my professional makeup kit. So color correctors often are an orangey, peachy shade. This one is from NARS. This is the Radiant Creamy Color Corrector, and this is like a peachy, orangey shade. I will show you a swatch of this. Like that. Likewise with this one that I have from MAC Cosmetics, the Prep and Prime in Peach Lustre. I'll swatch that. It's even stronger. See if the light picks up. So these are to go on your under eyes before concealer to help counteract blue and dark circles under that people often feel like they have under their eyes. And you want to be using this with a very light touch, really sheer application. I know a lot of people we see online, they put a lot of big stripes, big strong colors, but I find this quite unhelpful, because then you have to go in and you have to conceal the now orange under eyes. So using a brush or your finger, apply it on your hand first, and then just dab a very sheer layer. Best not to go in straight from the applicator and put it under your eyes, because you will probably apply a little bit too much. So you really want to it's just a wash of color, not concealing, just a wash on the dark parts of your under eyes, just to help knock back the blue tone, the dark tone that we have under our eyes. Then you go in with your concealer in your skin color on top, whatever your skin color is. Now these ones are quite strong peach shades. You can use them if you're fair like me, but very sheer. But they do have ones that are a little bit less intense than these. And then this one that I showed you before, that's a color corrector there in the orange shade as well. But you would use it very sheer. This is more of a professional kind of makeup artist palette. But I just wanted to show you the different ones you can get. You can get them in liquids, you can get them in creams, so many different types. But that is kind of what a color corrector for the under eyes. And there's a few varying options around there on the market. I will leave some links down below of ones that you can get. I know Charlotte Tilbury also has one in a little cream kind of pot style. I know NARS Cosmetics have one as well in another cream pot, but there's a few different ones, and that's what a color corrector does if you were like questioning that. And I hope that helps clear up what a color corrector is. But of course, leave your questions and thoughts in the description box. Okay, number 4. Right, so lip oils. They kind of boomed in the last few years. Lip oils have really become a popular lip category. I, of course, have tried the very famous one from DIOR, that gorgeous lip oil, and I've used that up finished that. It is nice. It's very nice. Yes, the packaging is probably a lot of the price, but it's a nice product. I recently also picked up this one from Rare Beauty. This is a tinted lip oil, so somewhat different, but lip oils are basically, they are more in terms of like how are they different from a lip gloss, because when you first apply them, they look very similar to a lip gloss, okay? But when you wear them, they have a different consistency to them. They're a lot lighter. They're a lot thinner in texture. They don't have that thicker lip gloss feel on your lips. So then there's no stickiness, but they add more hydration. A lot of them are a sheer type of color. They just add a wash, a tint, except for this one. I want to apply this on. This one is in the shade Happy. I love the shade names that Rare Beauty have. So very thin. Yes, we're getting a lot of shine, and this one, because it's a tinted lip oil, we're getting a lot of color payoff as well. But I will say that they don't last as long as a lip gloss. The lip gloss, the product feel on your lips, the shininess, all of that lasts longer in a gloss than a lip oil. I feel that the oil part wears down quickly. The shine part can wear down a lot quickly. With this one, it leaves a tint, a color, but often a traditional lip oil doesn't leave too much of a color, maybe a slight bit, but there's so many nice lip oils on the market. I will leave options linked down below as well for you to go have a look at. But that is kind of like what a lip oil is. Bit different to a lip gloss, kind of similar, but some small differences to them, and some people might really enjoy that. Okay, last one, number 5, purple. We have been seeing purple shades pop up so much more in Sephora, in all the different brands. What is purple? Why should you use purple? How does purple work on your skin? Let me explain. Purple has been seen in setting powders for sure. Huda Beauty released one this year or late last year, the under eye purple setting powder. It went very viral. This is to add a brightening effect to the skin, to just add that lavender tint. It's not to be purple, it's meant to be a sheer tint. So you can have purple setting powders, you can also have purple blushes, and you can also have purple tinted primers to go under your foundation to give you a brightening, a radiance, a lift of tone. That's kind of what and where purples sit in the makeup spectrum. I have 2 things here. This is from FLORASIS. This is a Lilac Haze purple toned highlighter, very light but purple. And then also from the brand Jung, the Korean brand, this is a purple blush, blending lavender blush. So these are not setting under eye powders, they're not primers. This is purple blush. So how do you use a purple blush? I think that using this alone as a blush by itself is not really going to give you much of a blush impact. I think of it more as a blush topper, as a brightening radiance on top of your blush, kind of blurring in between where the blush finishes and then where you're kind of going into the under eye, in this kind of hybrid in between area to go on top, to give a little lift, a little bit of a highlight. The other one has a pearlescence. This one is a matte, kind of like a brightening under eye powder, highlight, blush, all in one. And I know that with this lighting, it's very hard for you to see small details, I think, like this, but I'm gonna put it here, kind of like where you would put highlighter. You can even put it on the front here, on top of your blush. Yeah, it adds like a blur, a soft focus, baby doll effect to the face. They are kind of a little bit, I think, more popular in Asia, but that's what purple does to makeup, brightening. It's about brightening. There we go. That's, yeah, given like a bit of a soft focus, blur, brightening to the face, and that's from Jung. That's what purple is. A little bit unique, a little bit different, but yeah, that's kind of how you can think about the shade purple in makeup products. That is it. That is explaining the 5 different makeup products, categories, names, marketing words that are in the beauty space right now. I hope that kind of cleared up a few different things for you that you were a bit confused about. If you still have questions about any of these 5 things, please drop it in the comments. I will be happy to try to do my best to answer your questions. Consider subscribing to the channel. If you got this far, just leave a comment in the comment section. I just love to say hi and thank you. And did I say please subscribe? I think I did. Anyway, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!